Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of All the Mods 9. This is episode 11, and today, I want to do bees. Well, I have been doing bees for the past, I think 10 hours, maybe. I think. If you look closely here, you can notice how long. I don't know if I can show you any useful statistics here, but if you try to retrieve some of the statistics, um, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Time since last death. Villagers killed, mob kills, jumps, items added to ME storage, and items extracted from ME storage. Those are useful statistics. Yeah, I don't think I can show you how many bees I have been killing and mass producing, but basically, I've been trying to max out all my bees. And, well, in terms of bees, there's only really two statistics that matter, you know? There is the productivity statistics, which you want to be very high, and behavior statistic, which you want it to be metaturnal. Because you're using simulation upgrades, then the other stuff does not really matter, unless you're using a bee that cannot use simulation upgrades, such as the wasted radioactive bee. You know, that one requires actual radiation to work on. So unless you're doing that, pretty much every other bee in the game, you just want to have max very high productivity and metaturnal behavior. Well, how have I been going about doing that? Also, you want to get a mega upgrade, the productivity upgrades, right? So how have I been working on doing that? Well, how do you go about actually getting very high productivity stats on all of your bees? Well, you need to get kamikaze bees. Kamikaze bees? For that, you need to craft a bee nest helmet, which has a 30% chance to form a kamikaze bee when you're hit. So I just went about getting hit by random mobs, wearing the helmet, and it just kept spawning these really tiny kamikaze bees. I turned on so the way I went about doing these is just it really helps turning on your hitboxes and just trying to find the small right-ish, like northwest-ish corner. I would say the tiny corner where the bees are actually spawning below you, and just immediately clicking them before they actually like start moving. But yeah, that's how I went about going them. But yeah, once you catch them, they are guaranteed to have the very high productivity stat. So you need to just breed them with something like a draconic bee. You need to crush them. Sorry, you need to first crush them, right? First crush them and get the stat from them, and then you need to put that stat on something like a honey treat. Give it to a bee that you can actually breed, such as, let's say, the draconic bee, and you just give them the stat until you have at least two of the bees that you can breed constantly, and then you just keep breeding them, and you can then keep crushing them to get more of that stat that you want, and then you can just make perfect honey treats. This is really important. You can get multiple perfect stats on the same honey treat, and then you can just give it to all of your bees and then start getting max bees on all of them. So that's what I went about doing. I went about crushing draconic bees, breeding draconic bees, giving them very high productivity stat, using my kamikaze bees. Eventually, I was able to get very high on all of them, and I was able to crush, as you can see, a lot of these draconic bees into getting the gene samples for very high. The way you get Metaturnal is you leave on them on a leash. So eventually, a diurnal or a day, something that works on the day, will turn nocturnal, or you can just use a nocturnal one already, such as the zombie or the skeletal bee. You just leave them outside in the daytime, and within like 3 Minecraft days, I believe, they will turn into Metaturnal. And you just need to crush them, get their stat again, put them on 2 bees, and you just keep breeding them until you just get stat. So yeah, this is something that I figured out. I did it. I could not figure it out last time, but yeah, this is how you do it. And then eventually you just get 3 perfect stats, right? You just get as you can see, weather tolerance range, productivity high, very high, metaturnal behavior, and you just put all three of them on the same trait, and you just start giving them to all of your bees. So I set up this here where I start giving them to plutonium bees, my inanite bees, my all of my bees that I had, magentite, insanite. I just started putting all of those perfect stats on all of them through the honey treats, and eventually howl them. But I'm seeing like, well, I'm getting perfect stats, right? But now I need to actually get towards working towards the productivity upgrades, the omega upgrades, and for that you need a lot of draconic chunks. And well, one of the problems is you only get 30% a chance of getting the draconic chunks through the regular centrifuge. So I thought, why don't I do this create method, which gives me a 70% chance. So I made up some andesite alloy, put up a mechanical mixer, made this blaze burner, and so I had to first turn this empty blaze burner into a filled blaze burner. So I had to wait for blazes to spawn and just right click a living blaze, or you could right click on a spawner, a blaze spawner. Apparently I did not know this. With all the time I was waiting for the blaze to spawn, you could just right click on the spawner. But yeah, then you give the blaze burner a straw, and then it can start accepting fluids. So I can just give it lava and start it running. So I set up this whole gear ratio thing. I first made a star buckle charm because I thought that was the easiest way to get early game like easy power. I don't know what the stress limitations on that is. I should have probably checked. But basically I set up lava, I made up this rolling mill, I grinded up some bamboo, made some straw, and then finally set up this massive gear ratio thing up top so I could finally put the draconic combs in the basin and start grinding them. But then I noticed, it's too slow. It's just so slow. Like, what am I supposed to do? I put up these whole setup and it's just not working fast enough because, soon enough it'll start blacklogging my entire system. Because I wanted to get more of the perfect bees and stuff per the productivity upgrades. So I just let that run for now, but I will remove that later on if you as you can see. So I made this integrated dynamic system. That's the next thing I did. I made a entity reader that reads the draconic bee, right? And then I set the boolean as not null, so it just detects if there is an entity or not. So if it's not null, then it will be true, right? So it will the condition will be true every time there is an entity. So anything there's a bee inside that the entity reader detects, then the condition will be true. So I just gave it to the redstone rider, which is the piston, which is connected to the piston. So every time there is a draconic bee or any other bee that's detected inside that chamber there, then it'll just push that piston, and then I can just instantly kill anything. I don't actually have to like pull the piston every single time, which is pretty nice. I just automated that whole setup. But yeah, that's how I went about doing that. So how have I been working on these? Well, not very well actually. I have got all of these filled up actually. So all of these bees are very high productivity and metaturnal, so they work during the day and during the night. All of them, all of these draconic bees, they work like this. And I put them all in oak beehives. Oh, I didn't explain. Last episode I actually put them in the end, right? I didn't know this. You just had to give them feeding slab. You just feed them some dragon eggs, just like these ones, and then you can start producing draconic combs. And I just replaced the create setup that I had before. I just put another heated centrifuge. I think the rate at which we're going, we're producing at such a scale that we can just not think about it, because it's better to just not have a backlog and be faster. Just keep replicating these, you know what I mean? And from time to time I can just come in, and if I want more I can just basically time in a bottle them. That's basically what I've been doing to get extra draconic chunks for all of these productivity upgrades. But yeah, so I have at least one of them that's maxed out. all of these ones, I'm just trying to go one by one. I'm just trying to put one each productivity upgrade, as you can see. So I've reached all the way over here. So I'm going to start slowly going all of them at once. So at once I have put at least one upgrade in all of them. At that point, I'm going to start actually doing something. The problem here, right, using comb blocks is it's still a 30% chance, right? I feel like that's worse because it's a 30% chance on a whole block compared to 30% on the comb itself, right? So when you make the max productivity upgrades, it also adds something called a block upgrade, and it changes it to, if you can see, the draconic comb. If you can see here, it changes it to the comb block production instead of the regular combs, which are being produced by the bees. The thing about this is, though, it still is 30% chance. So, like, yeah, you're getting the same amount if you look at this like this, because, yeah, 30% chance to get 1 and 30% to get 4, right? You'd think, yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure. Sometimes you just put in a whole block, so you're putting in 4 of them at once, and you're getting nothing, right? That's what I mean. Like, I don't know if I'm not sure if that's actually worth it or not. I don't know. But yeah, I put up some universal pipes, extracting the fluids and stuff, putting them back into my interface, and then all the draconic dusts are being crafted up. I'm constantly requesting productivity upgrades, so eventually these are all gonna fill up, and I'm gonna have enough productivity upgrades for all of them to be full. But yeah, I'm just going one by one, and I'm replacing all of these productivity upgrades so I can start replacing them. These are all still simulator upgrades. I think very clearly, right? We need to have max productivity on all of these before we actually start putting productivity on any of these ones. But yeah, if you saw in that little clip, I also made an insanite block. I grabbed some extra benezotite to make the insanite block. You need to actually give them these feeding slabs. It actually shows in the bee flowering, right? Each of these bees needs its block itself to feed. Yeah, so that's something that you must keep in mind. I was just giving them flowers, so that's why they were not working. You actually need to feed them the respective block that they actually produce so that they actually start producing. And as you can see, these are all max productivity, maxed out. Oh my god. But yeah, all these are maxed out bees, but they're not max productivity upgraded yet because we need them yet. But I want to get further into bees today. What I want to do is... Oh, I didn't even show how I actually did it, right? But yeah, basically, I took the... Oh god. This was my first thing in the checklist here. Explain the whole bee situation. Yeah, I'm not doing a good job at that. I can tell, you know. But yeah, inside a bee, you basically get by feeding it to the inanite bee, right? The inanite bee, oh god. But yeah, inanite bee, you get through feeding it to the radiculite bee. Radiculite bee, you get it from feeding the lutecrite bee to the magentite bee to the lutecrite bee, and you get magentite by feeding magentite to a plutonium bee. But yeah, that's basically how that whole situation works. So that's done. But the another thing that I wanted was the arcane debris. That's something we need. We need at least 2 of them. So I thought, you know, why not come back to the old world? It's like extremely rare. So why not? Interesting terrain generation here. Uh, can we dig straight down is my question. Mining tunnel. Oh, small tunnel? What? I'm so confused. Why? We do have a nice space here. I'm gonna sit in here. Okay, very cool. And I'm gonna put my digital miner in here, and I believe there's a specific tag that'll make this really helpful for farming. Oh, interesting. I didn't know these structures generated this far down. but that's cool. I'm just gonna grab the gem because you know it's free gem dust. Now I don't know how far down this actually generates, but I'm just gonna go into the config and we're gonna add the arcane debris here, right? And we're gonna add this. I'm gonna remove this, right? Remove this deep slate. We're gonna do new filter, and then we're gonna tag, and then we're gonna add this. Can we not drag this into here? I believe not, but I believe we can do like netherite tool or something, right? Mineable netherite. If we do here, it says needs netherite tool, so that's exactly what we're going to type. So needs netherite tool. I think I spelled that correctly. If we check here again, oh my god, excuse me, computer. Oh god, what's happening? Hello? Okay, there we go. Okay, needs netherite tool. I spelled netherite wrong. I think that's fine now. Needs netherite tool. Okay. Oh, I need to do forge. So let's do forge. There you go. Okay, so that works now, which means that we should be able to farm arcane debris if we turn this on. Let's put this on its max. Oh, what? Can this not? Oh yeah, it is 32. 256. -64. Inverse mode. I wonder if it's ready. It says to mine. Oh, there we go. Oh my god, that was really quick. We do need power though. That's crazy. That's so good. Okay, so we just need power. And that was instant. That was literally instant. It's actually so good. This is actually kind of broken, not gonna lie, because this thing is so rare to find. It's like one of the rarest ores, and that's it. That's all we need. That's all the arcane debris we need. Nice. Okay, so we can finally feed this to the ancient bee, make an arcane debris bee, and then we can also use it for flowering the debris bee itself. And I heard a noise, so yeah, I can hear it mining around me. I think that's what's happening. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Very nice. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. That's going to be it for me from that's going to be it from me for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'm going to see you guys next time. Bye bye.